So in this video, we're going to talk about the 10 non-virtues, as they're called. The 10 non-virtues are the types of negative karma that you can create through non-virtuous attitude. And they're also, the opposite are sometimes called the 10 virtues. Holding these 10 are considered very good karmas. So when we talk about these 10, clearly there are plenty of negative things that we can do, but they can fit into 10 general categories, and we're going to talk about them, and each one has a personal result from committing them, as well as an environmental result, the environment manifestation from this karma growing and ripening. I do want to make a correction that before I had said that Paul Rinpoche said that the karma increases exponentially 65,000 times, and it's actually, the number is 16,385 times. So it's still quite a bit, still quite a lot. So within the 10 virtuous or 10 non-virtuous actions, which would constitute in the collection of merit and the results of committing them, the first one we have is killing. And at a minimum, to be considered a follower of Buddha, to be technically a Buddhist, you have to make this vow of non-harming, which in Sanskrit is called ahimsa. And so killing any living being, it includes suicide. And that's killing a body that could have reached nirvana in this lifetime. And so you've interrupted its journey and participating in war. And that means contributing to it even through taxation. Paying your taxes fuels the war. And that's really a tough one for us Americans who are Buddhists, because we have to pay our taxes. So the personal results is that your own life will be shortened, and you'll get sick easily, and you'll have little life energy. Now, the environmental result is that food, drink, medicine, crops have very little effect, and they're always inferior. They're not nutritious, they're hard to digest, and they can cause a disease in you. And most beings around you die before reaching the end of a full life. The next one is stealing, and that means to take something that is not freely given to you, anything of value, which includes shady business dealings, cheating on rent, taxes, or bills, underpaying what's due to the local government, businesses, or society, or others. So your personal result is that you don't have enough to live on, and it's hard to make ends meet. And what you do have is all just common property with others. The environmental result is that the crops are few and far between, and they have no power to remove hunger. They spoil, or they never even come up. Dry spells stay on too long. It rains too much, and the crops dry up or die off. Sexual misconduct, and this one I know for a lot of people is this is a tough one, because, you know, some people are like, do I have to give up sex? And we're talking about sexual misconduct. That is sex with a minor, sex with somebody else's partner, sex with a convict, someone who is presently in prison, and so on. So sex in holy places or at holy times of the year. So it mainly means adultery, cheating on your partner, secondary behaviors like with the convict, a minor. I said these things. Your personal result is the people who work around you are inconsistent or unreliable, and you find yourself having a lot of competition for your partner. And then the environmental result is that you live in a place where there's urine and feces all around, and mud, filth, dirt, everything stinks, and everywhere seems unpleasant. Excuse me. Lying is the fourth one, and this is giving someone else a wrong impression about what you've said, seen, believe, or know, unless it would save someone's life or prevent real suffering. So like if, you know, somebody is running from someone else who's going to kill them, and they ask me to not tell the other person where they went, and the person who's going to kill them said, did you see where they went? And I say, oh yeah, they went that way, even though they went this way. That kind of lying is protecting somebody, so it's not the same thing. And also, I think maybe if you say, does my ass look big in these jeans? If you say, no, not at all, you're saving some ass whooping. So the personal result is that no one believes what you say, even when you're speaking the truth. Others are always deceiving you. The environmental result is that your work in cooperation with others fails to prosper, and people around you don't work well together. Everyone generally is cheating one another and is afraid, and there are many things to be afraid of. So divisive talk is the fifth one, and this is where you're splitting people up with your talk, saying things to alienate or separate two different people, regardless of whether or not your words are true. And this causes one person to like another person less, and it's usually subtle, like your tone of voice or gaslighting and stuff like that. Divisive speech, in its most dangerous, its most mature, is one of the 5 misdeeds, and that is causing a schism, a split in the Buddha's order. And it, for it to be one of the 5 immediate misdeeds, it has to happen during the time that a Buddha is present, and apparently his senior student will repair the schism within a very short time. But this kind of divisive talk is just not good at all anywhere. It's really just negative karma anywhere. And we see this happen with other Dharma centers and groups and, at work and such. It's just not good. Harmonizing is much better. Bring people together and praise them rather than splitting people apart and criticizing them. So your personal result is that you lose friends easily. People around you are always fighting one another, and people around you have undesirable character. The environmental result is that the ground you live on is split up, uneven, covered with crags and gullies, highs and lows. So travel is difficult, and you're always being afraid. Number 6 is harsh speech, and that is with bad intent and effect. It includes sarcastic, nice words and swearing. So your personal result is you hear many unpleasant things. You hear things as bad sounds, and when others talk to you, it always seems to you as if they want to start a fight. Environmental result is the ground where you live is covered with obstacles like fallen tree trunks, thorns, stones, sharp broken glass. It's rough, dreary, no streams or water springs. The ground is parched and poisoned, burning hot and threatening. There are many things to fear. Well, number 7 is idle talk, and this is also often called gossiping. And it's meaningless chatter, criticism, disputes, useless joking, whining, complaining, speaking out of the motivation of attachment or craving, gossiping about politics, sports, and so on, about people engaged in wrong livelihood, reciting prayers while not thinking about their meaning. So gossiping about others' values or spiritual practice. Dharma is sacred, and it should be discussed in holy private whispers on special nights, not casually. Talked in hushed tones, very beautiful sacred speech. So it sounds like we can't talk about anything. Well, remember, the end goal is enlightenment, okay? It's not just feeling better tomorrow. It's about our journey out of samsara. So if that's our journey, that's where we're going, then we want to have the most pure intention all the time. And so things that we talk about and such, are they worthwhile or are they negative? Are they bringing people peace and comfort, or are they causing more confusion? Number 8 is craving or coveting. And it's similar to the one in the 10 Commandments covering. It's when you're wanting somebody else's possessions and personal qualities like their intelligence, health, fame, youth, and spiritual achievements. It comes in 5 stages. You're attached to your own possessions, desire to accumulate more than you have. Then you discover another's possessions, and you like to make them your own, and the desire becomes unmanageable, and you lose shame and act on it. So your personal result is your personality is dominated by desire and attachment, and you're never satisfied with what you have. Your environmental result is every good thing you manage to find starts to get worse, decreases as days, months, and seasons pass. Number 9 is ill will, and it's a wish that bad things, you're wishing bad things upon others. You're being pleased when others fail or have misfortune, and you have competitiveness like, oh, how did they mess up? Tell me more. Not feeling as bad for an unfortunate person as you would feel for yourself if you were them. The personal result is your personality is dominated by anger, and you're always finding yourself without help, or never finding the help you need, and you're always hurting others or always being hurt by others. Your environmental result is that you live in a world of chaos, diseases spread easily, evil is everywhere, plague, conflict, fear of harm from the military, dangerous animals. You're surrounded by harmful spirits, thieves, or muggers, and so on. And then the 10th one is wrong view. And this is the antithesis to correct view. And the correct view is the third of the 3 principal paths. So wrong view means an incorrect worldview. This is most of us. This is most of us out in the world. We have a wrong understanding of reality and the way things function. So it means not regarding karma as being the direct cause of every microsecond of experience we have. So this leads us to do the first 9 misdeeds, you see. So this always refers to a failure to apply the understanding of emptiness to every thought and action. It's important to understand that one of the tantric vows, is to think of emptiness at least every 24 hours. You have to be practicing and conditioning yourself to see your participation in the manifestation of reality. And that comes from our thoughts. That comes from our actions of body, speech, and mind. So your personal result with this one is that your personality is dominated by stupidity. You're a person who keeps harmful views, and you're a deceitful person. Your environmental result is that you live in a world where the single highest source of happiness is steadily disappearing from the earth, where people think that unclean and suffering things are actually nice and happy, and where there is no place to go, no one to help you, nothing to protect you. So this is a breakdown of Pamonka Rinpoche's explanation of these 10 non-virtues, their personal and environmental result. So there's something to consider and to think about, and to really deeply analyze and think, these causes create these effects. Look at it and analyze them thoroughly, and adopt them, the 10 virtues.